make sure you go and check out CarMarshal.com. Over 100,000 new and used cars from dealers. You shop, you see what you like, negotiate prices, and get you a very good deal. I want to talk about Jemele Hill celebrating Dan Le Batard's emotional rant during a live show on ESPN where he went at Donald Trump for what his rally crowd said about, send her back. That's been news. The left, the hard leftist left has been raging about this. These lamestream celebrities have been raging about this. And that's what I want to do with this channel, is show you the hypocrisy and the fake outrage of these particular people. So if you want to support, make sure you donate to the channel. This channel is not monetized. I really would appreciate that. Now you see the tweet that Jemele Hill has here. Now she went on a bit of a tweet storm, as you can see here, but let's go over this right here first. He says, courageous, accurate commentary by Dan. I'm sure Stick to Sports Guy Girl is having a meltdown somewhere, but one of the many reasons I left is that I was tired of the pretense Dan discusses here. And he basically talked about, and let me get the quote here, I'm not going to play the video. He said, so what happened last night, this felt un-American, said Le Batard, whose parents came to the U.S. from Cuba, referencing Trump's vicious rally in North Carolina on Wednesday. Racial division in this country that's being instigated by the president. And we here at ESPN haven't had the stomach for that fight because Jemele Hill did some things on Twitter, and you saw what happened after that. Let's see. What else did he say? Is it so wrong what the president of our country is doing, trying to go down, getting reelected by dividing the masses at a time the old rich white man feels oppressed by being attacked by minorities? Now, I know that a lot of the white men who are watching that show, Dan, who subscribe to ESPN, are really gonna like hearing that, because those are the majority of the people who pay your salary at ESPN, is from those subscription numbers, Dan, those viewership numbers, Dan. You know what's funny about these virtue signaling leftists, especially the ones whose family aren't exactly from America? What they don't understand is pride in the country. The people who are at that Trump rally, I don't agree with them saying that. I really wish Trump would have stepped in and told them, hey, don't do that. But those people, you can tell, are really feeling the same way those viewers of your show, Dan, felt when you said what you said. They feel like their backs are against the wall, and they are becoming just like the hardened left. And I'm not in support of the alt-right at all. I'm in support for what is right. Small government. Okay. Equal opportunities for everybody. People coming to this country legally. Because again, I don't want to lose a job to somebody who can't speak any English. I don't want people who don't understand me or my culture moving into my neighborhoods at alarming numbers and then running said people out. I'm all for things being done the right way, Dan. And I feel like Jemele Hill thinks that she's been validated by this. No, Jemele Hill, you continuously showed your ass at ESPN. That is why you're not there. This was an outburst that probably won't happen again, because listen, I don't watch Dan Le Batard's show. I don't find him funny. He tries so hard. I will say this about Dan Le Batard. He's very cringy. His jokes are cringy. When he's on the show with his dad, him and his dad has a show, that can be very cringy. So I'm pretty sure they're going to pull him to the side and say, listen, man, we're not going to suspend you. But just understand you are replaceable, because he is replaceable. The only reason why he's where he's at is because the work that he has done up until this point. He is very knowledgeable, which is what they like. He's a guy who's a hard worker. He comes to work every day. you know. But you can't be saying the things you're saying about old white men, because those are the guys who are running ESPN. Those are the guys who are watching that network every day, who are paying for the subscriptions. But if you have an opinion and you feel some type of way and you want to voice it, that's on you. But you're on company time. And you got these people like Jemele Hill who gets on social media thinking that she is a leader of minorities when she could care less about black men. She ruined her own career because she wants the virtue signal. She wants to feel like she's a martyr, and she's not. No one cares about Jemele Hill. Jemele Hill is an afterthought. Let's see. I did not want to wait for an athlete or a coach to give me permission to discuss the broader issues and problems in our country. And even when receiving that permission, I wanted to be brutally honest, which is tough to deal with when working in corporate America. You know what's crazy is that we hear complaints from all people of all different races about the issues that go on in corporate America. For the most part, women are in corporate America, and they are the ones who are calling the shots in corporate America. Feminist-minded SJW white women, but they also hire black women to be the gatekeepers in corporate America. We all know this, Jemele Hill. This is why you're working at the Atlantic, right? That's not corporate America. ESPN isn't a political network, but to me and Dan, racism isn't political. It is a right and a wrong. Silence or tolerance of racism is racist, because that means on some level you're okay with other people being dehumanized. Let me tell you something, Jemele Hill. Telling somebody to go back to the country that they came from is not racist. Give me a break. Let me tell you what SJWs are doing. They have ruined the word racism to the point to where it doesn't mean anything. Trump gets called racist, just because he's a Republican, just because he's a conservative, he gets called racist. What if he was talking about go back to France, go back to Italy, go back to Germany? Is that racist to Jemele Hill? That's not racism. But people are using anything during this political season to attack Donald Trump with. And they use these Negro gatekeepers, or these minority gatekeepers, like your Jemele Hills, like your Dan Le Batards. Bomani Jones is a moron. You can add him in there too. These Negro gatekeepers. Well, Dan isn't a Negro, but he's a minority. But you got these gatekeepers who sit there and defend the white liberal. I do not blame ESPN for its approach, because their primary function is to serve the fans and make money, but some things are just bigger than that. Because, of course, oh my God, it's such a bad thing to want to make money. The only people who have a problem with other people making money are socialists, because socialists are lazy. They expect to be handed everything. This is why you have people support Bernie Sanders, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has a platform. Jemele Hill, to me, seems like a socialist. She seems to care more about a message than actually getting paid by the company that you're working for, because that company is going to lose money because you're running your mouth, being political, calling people racist when the word racist don't even mean anything anymore. The civil rights activists of the 60s are the ones who are no longer living are probably rolling over in their grave, because they're seeing how we have twisted and turned things to where race, to me, people only use black people when it's time to vote. They only use and hide behind black people when it's time to attack another white person. These are facts. Some of you may not like this commentary, man, but that's how it is. I'm tired of these gatekeepers, these people who talk about talk down about corporate America, but you're in corporate America, socialists. These people pay your salaries. They signed you to a contract. I believe Jemele Hill was making over $1 million a year. I believe $2 million a year, if I'm not mistaken. and she threw it away. Well, they probably gonna get rid of that show anyway, but she threw it away because she wanted to be like Kaepernick. These people want to be virtue signalers. They want to be civil rights activists, but they're not in these streets making no moves. They're not making no moves whatsoever. They're getting on social media, virtue signaling. That's about it. And the thing is about Jemele Hill, look at this shit. Many don't realize Jemele is a hero like Cap. She sacrificed her livelihood for the betterment of the movement, but she's working at another corporate job. You know, she's working at another corporate job, people. Thank you for having the courage yet again to call it exactly what it is. These are people who are mindless. Society is getting dumber and is led by dumb people like Jemele Hill. Okay. Make sure you go and check out CarMarshal.com. Over 100,000 new and used cars from dealers. You shop, you see what you like, negotiate prices, and get you a very good deal.